Started writing a story, drawing a story, which was self-biography, a self-biography. But I ended up leaving that story, and I wanted it to be an animated movie at first. But it's such a big machinery to make a film. You have to have a lot of people, and it's a long process to get funding. It's it's more complicated, and I really felt like it was holding me back. So I ended up writing this story and drawing it to kind of have my own ideas and my own drawings, and not to be interfered by anybody else. And also to be able to actually make it as big as I wanted it to be, because it's very expensive to make an animated film. So so it started off as an idea to do an animation because I'm an animator. It's natural for me. I never done a book before, never drawn a book before. So it didn't occur to me that I could do it that way. But then I ended up deciding to work alone and to try to make it as a book. And it really was a liberating process for me, because it didn't have that a lot of those rules and constraint things that I have to consider with animation. Like the format is different. You can choose a little bit more how you want to show your images. And I found that was very appealing to work with. It was nice to work with a book format. So it was liberating in a way, yeah. I thought that was very scary at sometimes, yes, because I didn't know if I could trust my own intuition before I got all the response after it was done. But while I was doing it, I was a little bit confused if I was doing a good like a good project. But yeah, I really liked working alone on this project. It was really nice. So, yeah. For comic book artists to be in animation, yeah, I think so. It's for me, it was a huge help to have my film background. It's my tool. It's the way I can see a story, is to lean on movie dramaturgy.
Yes.
Yeah. It was really helpful to work with how I would work with close-ups, for instance, or how I would use rhythm in my storytelling. I leaned a lot upon movie way of talking. Yeah, and it was. But I spent some time to. I made some animated sequences in the book, kind of where I draw out some certain movements as if they were animated, and it was some sort of attempt to try to get people to stay a little bit longer on that page, that it wouldn't just turn the page, because you can easily read this book in 10 minutes if you'd like to, because it's easy to just turn a page. But so I wanted to force some people to stop at certain moments, and then I could use my animation. That was really helpful for me. So yeah. But this book I illustrated and two medical doctors wrote the book. So I was the illustrator of this book, and it was I think it's a really important book worldwide to have. You know, it's a book where I feel like puberty or anything, any information at all, you can find so much information online, and there's no like quality checkups. Like people can say anything and as if it's the truth, but you don't really know. But this book is by medical doctors, and they know everything that's in this book is true. So you can read this book and get the factual, the right information, which I find that that's one of the bigger problems today, is that kids have so much information online that it's very intimidating. I would be petrified if I was, it's too much. So yeah, it's good to have this book in that sense. Oh yes, I think it's very important, and maybe more important now than before. I think like kids' attention span is maybe shorter when it comes to reading a lot of texts. So actually drawing something and making them feel like they're being understood through drawing, I think is amazing. You can tell a lot of things through your pencil with which you can't actually write in words. So. And I also think like having this type of texts illustrated is really a nice way to get in some humor, but also some I don't know, like subtleness and some sensitivity into something that's kind of clinical in a way. The text that it's about medicine. So I think definitely comics are the way to go. Yeah. Well, I think it's actually getting a lot better in Norway. It's we have had a few really excellent books that were published that got awarded with as if they were literal like text written books. So in Norway, I think people are starting to open up and starting to see this more as a serious medium. But I still feel like it's a little bit, when I tell people I make a comic book or anything, it's like, oh, that sounds like fun, and it's fun, but it's a lot of work, and it's a very yeah, it's a lot of work. It's very demanding. So in that sense, I feel like it does really need to be shown that this is a serious
serious work.
Yeah. Sorry.
No.
We have some funding that we can apply, but I mean, I worked with this book over a period of 3 years, and it's like I paid most of it myself. Of course, it's I got the funding from certain like private or official places, but most of it I had to kind of I worked with the animated projects, and then I did that for a few months, and then I stopped and I worked on my book. So that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
It was because I actually had my baby when this pandemic started, so I went straight into my maternity leave, and in a way I was lucky, because in Norway you have quite a good you get supported for being home with your baby. So in that sense I was lucky, but I've heard about colleagues of mine that have struggled quite a bit. But it depends a little bit what you work with. My husband, he's a film, he works with film, and he doesn't, he hasn't been affected. But we've been working at home and having kids around, and it's been interesting. It's been a new experience, and I really do admire the kindergarten people.